I'm Karina. I'm a rising junior at Castellet School, and for my second milestone, I finished the two main mechanisms for my solar panel sun tracker. So my first mechanism allows my solar panel to follow the sun throughout the day. So at midnight, the solar panel will be so it'll make one full rotation in 24 hours. So at midnight, the solar panel will be completely face down, and as the sun rises, the solar panel will fall. So like, this is my sun. The solar panel will follow the sun throughout the day, so that at the sun's peak, the solar panel will be completely face up, and then as the sun sets, the solar panel will continue to follow the sun until it's made one full rotation, and then it'll start all over again the next day. And the way I did this was I just built a wooden frame around my solar panel, and I drilled holes in the wooden frame so that I could put a shaft through the wooden frame right here. And then the shaft also goes through these wooden pieces right here, and there are bearings in these wooden pieces, which is what allows the shaft to completely spin. And then I had to make sure that the solar panel couldn't spin independently from the shaft, so I just glued the holes of my solar panel here to my shaft so that the solar panel will only spin with the shaft. And then for my second major mechanism of my solar panel, it allows the solar panel to adjust to the sun rays in the different seasons of the year. So for example, in June, the sun rays are coming almost at 180-degree angles, so it makes sense that the solar panel is completely flat because the sun rays are coming down just like this. But in the winter, however, when the sun rays are coming at the most severe angle, they're hitting the earth like this. So it wouldn't make sense that the solar panel remains flat. So in the winter, you can change the angle so that it's like this, so that when the sun rays come down, the solar panel is at an angle so it can absorb more of the sun rays in a given amount of surface area. So in June, you would start with the solar panel being completely flat, and as the months progress, you would change the solar panel angle so that it would increase each month, and then by December, you would be at a peak of the steel rod right here, and then after December, the solar rays are going to be coming more than 180, are going to be coming at a less severe angle, so then you would decrease the angles of the solar panel each month until they come back to 5 degrees at June. And then the way I did this was I basically just connected magnets. So here, I'm going to detach it actually. So I glued magnets into the wooden pieces right here. And then these magnets, they're actually also magnets on the steel rod right here. So then the magnets from my wooden frame just attached to these magnets right here, which is what allows the magnets to move up and down to change angles each month. And then I also had to think about how I was going to make the solar panel kind of adjust, like, I'm going to touch it again, kind of move in this way while keeping it stationary, or while keeping it attached to the base at the same time. So what I did was I just used two wooden pieces right here, and then I attached a hinge between them. So this allows one of the wooden pieces to stay stationary and connect to the base, while the other wooden piece right here is allowed to freely move up and down to change angles from the rod. And then I also realized that this part of the frame is actually not going to move completely in a linear way. It's actually moving in kind of an arc shape. So I couldn't just make the steel rod stationary because it has to accommodate for the fact that this is going to move in an arc shape. So I actually just used a hinge instead of something like an L bracket, so that I'm going to attach it again, so that this can move in kind of an arc shape to allow this to kind of stay still while this can move to accommodate for that arc shape. And then I also had to think about the weight of the part that was moving up and down, because the more heavy this is, then the more the magnets have to hold. So I had to make this as light as possible, so I really had to think about how I could use as least amount of wood as possible to create this wooden frame right here. And my next step for my solar panel is I'm just going to figure out a way to motorize these gears so that they don't actually have to be moved manually. So I have my motor right here, and I'm going to actually figure out a way to slow down the motor so that it only makes one full rotation in 24 hours as opposed to 30 rotations a minute, which is what this motor is designed to do.